Got all this stuff here. They're told to abandon it or else. The bank's saying it's their property now. I doubt it.
If it was almost like they were enjoying it, like they were getting a kick out of it, like it was. I felt abused. I felt violated. I felt like my civil rights were being, I mean, there's just so many people in this city that don't feel like they have a right to say or they have a voice at all. But it's our civil rights are being violated. They're big in Africa. They're big in other countries. It's happening right here under everyone's noses, and people need to know about what's going on. We're human beings. Just a package of bullets in there, and the heaters were still going. They threw the bullets and the heaters in all together, picked it all up, and threw it in the back of a major liability, I would think.
Yeah.
Those bullets could have gone off and shot anybody, I mean,
so it was the city, and it was Garcia with APD?
Yeah. As far as it concerns Garcia.
And he did what to tents?
He picked them up with cranes, and he put everything we own, my cell phone. They cut into the tent while I was still inside of it with a crane. Picked it up, the entire tent, everything I owned. Didn't give me, my cell phone was gone, my tablet was gone, things that I paid for, that I bought, that they stole from me. Picked it up with a big crane, threw it into a wood chipper, and laughed about it, and all high-fived.
And they APD was high-fiving too, yes, Garcia?
And they take inventory out loud, saying, oh, you got propane over there, you got a heater over there, okay, that's good. And they basically decide what they're going to take and what they're not going to take, and it's
who they're going to do it to.
And how long did they give you?
No, nothing, no time
at all.
They said,
get out and go. Give us a day warning. They came right up and did it.
Not even 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Everything I own, my important papers, the last things for my father, my for my kids, things that belong to you.
And they laughed about it.
They laughed about it. They were my belongings, my memories.
That's our government. That's supposed to be our government. Did they offer property storage?
Of course not.
Did they tell you where?
To do that. I'm not supposed to do that.
Get out.
Even if we're in an apartment, it's my understanding that if they evict you, they have to provide storage for your belongings.
Did they tell you where you could lawfully go?
No. He just laughed and told us to leave, and told us.
He didn't care.
I was still inside trying to grab as much as I could. We had just got donated a mattress so we could sleep on something off the ground, and they just came in and they just swooped in there. Everything on my cell phone, all my pictures of my children.
Sorry.
My father passed away. It's really sad.
Did they? Do you happen to know a legal place where you can camp?
I don't know any legal place that I can camp.
Do you happen to know a legal place where you can camp?
I don't know any legal place that I can camp.
Okay, and they didn't tell you, so
they didn't offer any help.
I don't think there's any legal place other than where you're at now.
I felt as if it was almost like they were enjoying it, like they were getting a kick out of it, like it was. I felt abused. I felt violated. I felt like my civil rights were being, I mean, there's just so many people in this city that don't feel like they have a right to say or they have a voice at all. But it's our civil rights are being violated. They're big in Africa. They're big in other countries. It's happening right here under everyone's noses, and people need to know about what's going on. We're human beings, just like everybody.
And human rights, right? We're always talking about.
As a human being, not even just our civil rights. We're human beings. It's. I know people there are a few bad apples that might spoil the bunch, but there's a lot of us out here that circumstances that people could be in before they even know it. One paycheck away from being right where we're at right now. We all have a backstory, and we all, we have families, we have children, we try to, band together and have families out here. We're not just all a bunch of junkies huddling around a trash can, getting high and wanting to rob and steal people. We're trying to figure out a way to survive and to get off the streets and get back into this, this wonderful society.
Did the city offer any housing services or any other services?
3 years for my housing, and he has lupus, I have cancer. They won't help us, and it's just it's getting pretty bad out here. It's cold and just trying to move and losing everything you have over and over and over again. They call us thieves and tell us they're stealing from us. These things are things that we worked for, that we bought, that we scranked money together to get phones so we could keep in touch with our families and our kids, and they go and steal them from us. They throw all our blankets, our pillows, the things that we used to throw, food that's so hard to come by. They just come and take it and throw it away and laugh about it. And we're just like, God forbid it ever happened to any of their family.
Or their kids.
Who as someone who...
They're people, they're folks.
Yeah. That's what I told the lady at the bank. Our kids, this could happen to our kids. Her kids.
They know it. Until, you walk a mile in someone's shoes, you should never judge anybody, because you never know what you say, one word, or what you do, or even a smile that's genuine. Like, just some compassion or empathy goes a long way. Like humans.
We deserve the same rights.
Yeah, and I mean, the government should spend its resources, like, okay, I think it's $20 million that the city's going to spend this year on sweeps. Something like 22. Like, they should spend that money helping people that are in danger and not just trying to make us die. And that's what they're trying to make more people die, and it's illegal.
It is. It's like I feel like the governor, we made us disappear. We initially cleaned up all the camps, and people said, okay, the problem's solved. And then we started showing back up again, and people started saying, I thought you solved the problem. And it's my understanding that there was quite a surplus of money that was supposed to be spent on us that wasn't.
Yeah, there's missing money.
Yeah, so if people, if us would band together and just have a voice, they would be real sorry about that, because I guarantee if we really wanted to be what they say we are, we probably could, but we're sensitive individuals. We're not all bad people. We're not all breaking the law and breaking the boogeyman. We're not.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. There's good and bad people
in the world, and that goes whether you're in a house or not in a house.
That's true.
It doesn't matter where you
There's
live.
people doing drugs in houses. There's people stealing from their neighbors.
I wish I could afford to do drugs, but I can't afford to do drugs,
Comfortably in their own house.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your doggy's name? Can I ask?
This is Dot. Dot was found in a dumpster with her little brother, and her little brother didn't make it, but we're trying to help her survive. And she was totally hairless when we found her, but she's coming back, and she's a real joy.
She was emaciated, and her brother.
We picked her up. She was just like clinking. Her bones, her rib bones were touching, and now she's getting her. She's a little Chi-weenie. She's a little teacup. She's getting all of her fur back. We put coconut oil on her and loving her as much as we can.
Yeah.
And she's a little.
And what happened? Her brother just died, huh?
Yeah, her brother didn't make it.
I'm sorry.
Didn't make it.
I'm sorry. That's sad too.
But she's starting to play now, and she actually barked the other day, which was kind of cool because we didn't think she was gonna.
She growled at my cell phone earlier.
Awesome. she couldn't hold her head up. She could not walk. She couldn't even keep her eyes open when we first got her. She was on her way out, but now she's thriving.
Y'all are doing a good job with her and keeping her warm, especially because she's growing her hair back. They already stay cold, and now she's right now she's trying to dig into this blanket like it's a burrow. But we have what we call a little builders use to hold their nails in. It's like a little cup. We call it the pup cup, and we put her in there, and she's a joy. She helps take away the seriousness of all the symptoms. Yeah,
so it's good. It's
trauma support animal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, if the city comes by in posters, if they're coming by, let me know, because they're not giving me their schedules, and when they do give me them, they're not accurate. So yeah, they're trying to avoid me. Like, they were supposed to come out here or somewhere in this area, and now I heard they were on Vincent down there and St. Elmo, and I missed them.
Oh, St. Elmo? Oh gosh. Okay,
under the bridge, under the railroad track. I mean, where under the bridge.
Last night, we were just trying to find anywhere that we could find shelter last night. It was
it cold?
Everything was wet and cold and
muddy.
Everything is muddy. Everything is just destroyed, and this is like the 5th time we've had to just basically. God, this is about the 20th time I've had to start again in the 3 years I've been out here. I'm sorry. I've been trying to stop this stuff, but it's really going to take the people who are affected to stop it. I can only educate people on their rights. Maybe start a rally. I mean, I talk to everyone always tells me. We've surrounded the whole city hall. Like, you're not going to change them. They've sold out to developers and the devil. They don't give a fuck. You have to sue them, and you have to stand up for your rights and learn the law. That's what I was thinking. It's going to have to go to the courts, I think. I mean, a civil rights attorney, I'm thinking, would be just to have the timing correct. Everybody said, educate yourself, find out what your rights are, and people they're just content to just let things just roll over. I think there's 2 ways to get things done. I think that through the courts, which is slow and it may not work out, and then I think through just direct action, just people standing up, street action. I think that's. Yeah, but you need just more than yourself. You can't do it by yourself. You should stand up for women's rights out here. You really should. You should stand up for with other women. That's just like you're well spoken. You could you represent us well. And I said, well, yeah. If I do that, y'all got to stand behind me, because just one voice is. It's a passion, and I don't want to leave him behind. But I come from money, and my father passed away, and when he passed away, all the money went with him. And I was living very comfortably and had a great career. And within 2 months of my father passing away, and some family that was vicious and evil. Yeah, that happens. I was under a bridge, not knowing how to survive. And 2 years later, I'm just now coping and understanding what happened and dealing with my father and trying to get back on my feet again. And I tell you what, change is humbling. It changed my eyes to life as they go on out here. It's a hard life. And we work really hard. A lot of us work really hard just to survive.
Just to make it,
yeah.
Yeah.
So many
A couple
people
of years
lost
ago,
7 very close friends this time.
there's a lot of people dying, and that's another thing the city doesn't give a fuck about.
I mean, these people are being murdered.
Yeah.
And there's murder. These trucks, especially, there are people being murdered, and not once has anyone ever. These people that we're close to tried to come and ask us any questions, tried to investigate it. Nameless faceless junk. That's what they just scarred us as.
Yeah.
Nothing. It does not matter. You know?
Yeah, I don't even think the medical examiner codes things correctly. I think he just puts natural causes or OD on everything.
Right, not like, homicide, or because getting shot in the head, I'm pretty sure is a homicide.
It's not just one it's a whole organization of people that are doing cover-up. The medical examiner, the homeless services director.
And people who think that only happens in CSI and movies like that happens right under their noses.
No,
and it could easily be them just that fast.
Yeah, the government's always involved in all sorts of conspiracies against the people's rights. Anyways, I'm going to let y'all do your thing. I'm going to go look for the city.
Hey, if you find them, tell them that man, you've got 2 people down here. We've been housed. We've got housing underneath our sides. We've got disability. We've got things. I've got lupus. We need to be up off the streets, and we're going to do something about this. We're going to. I just need a place to call home.
Yeah. Well, the city I'm looking for is the mean city, the sweeps people.
Oh man.
But if you go to Sunrise, and y'all have case management there.
I've got Karen.
Okay.
She's my case manager. She's good.
Just you got to stay on them every day if you can.
And the only way that I've been able to do it is like I said, I've been dealing with that for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I just got to the point where I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go deal with somebody else. Integral care is gonna help me out. I've just got to get my disability started.
You gotta be consistent.
Yeah, I've got to get my disability.
Well, you got to get that phone too, which you can get at Sunrise. Once you get the phone, just call them every fucking day.
Yeah.
That's how my friend got housing.
That's right. We can go. Look, Thursday we can go get it because I got my.
Yeah. Every time they tell y'all call me in a month or something, no. You need to be on their ass because they got like 150 people. They're trying to figure out who they're going to prioritize.
Who's first?
Right, and you got to prioritize yourself. You got to advocate for yourself.
I always tell myself, baby, it's every day, not just one day a week that we work really hard. It's every.
She cussed them out too. She's like, "Y'all aren't doing your fucking job." I want to talk to the manager. Did all that, and she got housing. Yeah. But it wasn't an apartment. It was housing in an apartment, and so there's rules. You can't. Her mom's got congestive heart failure, and her family kicked her mom out and sent her over to her, and then she was a guest, and she was going to get evicted because she had her mom there as a guest. Not a guest, it's her mom. It's her mom, not a guest. Not a guest.
That's not a guest, that's family.
Yeah, no. Knew the mom before they knew her, you know. But she had to advocate to get another apartment, and it's still got all these rules. So
and people, they do that out of cruelty.
it's control. So much control.
And I understand it's a hard job, but if you don't want to get into human services, don't get into human services.
Yeah, they burn out after a couple of years. They kind of turn.
Helping people,
Anyways, I'm gonna go chase these bad guys.
Some people want to be on commodities, people don't. I don't want to be a commodity.